A Texas man is facing a first-degree murder charge after he shot and killed an unarmed individual who was parked in a vehicle right next to his truck in his driveway. Now, the case could challenge the state's so-called stand your ground law because, of course, the perpetrator here is using self-defense as the excuse for firing his weapon and killing someone. But I want to give you the details and you can judge for yourself. So this is a story about 65-year-old Terry Dwayne Turner, who says he woke up in the middle of the night to use the restroom and he found this unknown vehicle parked inside his driveway right next to his truck. He said that the headlights were turned off and here's what happened. Turner said he returned to his bedroom to get his handgun because this is America and that's the first thing you'd want to do, right? And ran outside to find the headlights of the vehicle turned on, according to the affidavit. Turner told police that the car rapidly backed out of his driveway. He chased after it and struck the front driver's side door window twice with his handgun and fired the gun, striking the driver, the affidavit said. So here's Terry Turner for you. He did carry out this shooting in early October 11th to be specific, and he just recently was charged with first-degree murder weeks after the shooting took place. The victim was identified as Adil Dahugi. He's a 31-year-old and here's a photo of him just so you see what he looks like. Young guy who was apparently visiting San Antonio with his girlfriend. His girlfriend believes that he was lost and was looking up directions on his phone when the shooting happened. Now, Turner told the 911 operator, and this is an incredibly important part of the story, after the shooting that I just killed a guy, adding that the victim here started racing away and I ran after him. He pointed a gun at me and I shot. Now, of course, investigators didn't find a gun in his possession, according to the affidavit. So although the incident happened on October 11th, Turner was just turned himself in last Friday. So weeks after the shooting took place, but the police department is saying that they handled everything right. This is the Caldwell County Sheriff's Office. They say that detectives have worked tirelessly on this case since the incident occurred on October 11th. Detectives have conducted multiple interviews and executed multiple search warrants in the course of this investigation.
So, unfortunately, this is a thing that we told you about, that the people who have these guns, not all of them, of course, but unfortunately, a gigantic percentage of them can't wait to shoot. They're not using it for self-defense. They can't wait to shoot the gun. So now, just think about it from your perspective. I'll tell you my perspective and then you think about what you would do, right? So if you saw a guy that you thought might be dangerous in your driveway, some of you might go to get your gun, okay? I wouldn't, I would think I'd call the police, right? What am I gonna go confront him? That puts me in more danger, not less danger, right? Okay, but let's say that you don't agree with me and you went and got your gun and you were careful and you came out and you wanted to just threaten him so he'd run away. Well, this guy was running away. Even if you thought he was dangerous. Now, as it turns out, of course, he wasn't at all dangerous. Perfectly normal guy, college graduate, got into San Antonio, stops by 35 miles south of Austin to probably get directions like anybody would. He's just in front of somebody's house. How many times have you stopped in front of people's house? All right, I'll get back to that in a second. So, but let's say you thought, oh my God, he looks vaguely dark, whatever. Put that aside. And you think he's dangerous. He's driving away. Well, mission accomplished, right? He didn't rob you, he didn't put you in danger, he didn't put your family in danger. You did a great job by having him drive away. Why are you firing at him? You thought he pointed a gun. How sure do you have to be before you murder someone? I would want to be super sure.
Well, for some people, you don't have to be super sure, apparently.
No, but that's the thing. He's dying to shoot the gun and kill someone, right? So he didn't need to be sure at all. Would you? How sure would you want to be? I don't know. Maybe you agree with him. You think, I don't care. I don't care if he has a gun or he doesn't have a gun. He obviously didn't see a gun because a gun didn't exist. But if you saw a gun and he's already driving away, give him every benefit of the doubt. He's already driving away. Why would you then shoot at him, which would cause him to shoot back at you and put your life in danger? I thought the gun was to protect you. Well, in that case, it would endanger you more because you'd start a gunfight when the guy's trying to leave. No, he wanted to shoot him. He was dying to use that gun. He's not alone. There are I don't know if it's hundreds of thousands or millions of right-wing maniacs in this country who cannot wait to shoot their gun. They're looking around every corner. Is that a gun? Is that a gun? Is that a black guy? Is that a brown guy? What is going on? Is there somebody near my driveway? I'll kill him, I'll kill him, right? If you don't, now comes the most important part. If they don't put this guy away, the precedent they're setting in Texas is, if you park on the street or near someone's house in any way, shape, or form, they have a right to murder you.
I mean, that precedent's already set. It's already set. Because look, self-defense means someone poses an imminent threat to you, and so you have no choice but to fire your weapon or use some sort of physical force to defend yourself, to defend your life. But as we learned through what happened to Trayvon Martin in Florida, remember, George Zimmerman followed Trayvon Martin, even though the dispatcher that he was in communication with told him, do not follow him. If you genuinely think he's a threat to you, do not follow him. He continued following him anyway, right? To the point where an altercation occurred, okay? And through that physical altercation, Zimmerman fired his gun and killed a teenager. That's what happened. And guess what? He was let off. Florida, another stand your ground state. Texas, a stand your ground state. And the data's already in. I mean, the data regarding how stand your ground is implemented and how it's led to more innocent unarmed people getting killed, those stats are in. I'll give you some of them, some of the more recent stats. In 2020, the Rand Corporation released a research review of the impact of various gun-related state policies and found that strong evidence linked stand your ground laws with an increase in firearm homicide rates. None of the research found that stand your ground laws prevent violent crime. So let's get to some specifics here. Instead, these laws are associated with an increase in homicide rates, translating to more than 150 additional gun deaths each month in the United States overall.
Each month?
Each month. Okay, a recent study published in the Journal of the American College of Surgeons comparing the 5 years before states began enacting these laws, 2000 to 2004, to the 13-year period following their enactment, 2005 to 2017, found justifiable firearm homicide rates increased by 55% in states that enacted stand your ground, while these rates increased by 20% in states that did not have such laws.
So look, the data is in and it's overwhelming. But I know not all, but a huge percentage of the right wing don't care about your stinking data and your stats and your facts. I want to shoot the gun. I don't care about your stupid facts, okay? And then I don't want to be held responsible if I kill someone. Fair warning, including to myself, to everybody. And if you don't live in America, even more so to you, because you're probably unfamiliar with how things work. Be really careful about going to a red state. There's some chance they could just murder you and get away with it. That's insane, and I feel terrible saying it, but it actually is a fact in America. And so if they let this guy off, I mean, if you go to Texas, you're playing with your life. You walk by anyone's home, you drive by anybody's home, and they would have a right to just shoot you on the spot and kill you dead, and get away with it. So but we'll see. We'll see. He's arrested. We'll see. We'll see how the court goes.
Right. He posted bond and was released less than 2 hours after he turned himself in.
Okay, great. By the way, can I say, look, I hate going to people's houses, and I would never go anywhere near this house, and I wouldn't tell you not to. But this is a situation where we should know his address because he's out in the open. And not to go to his house, but to avoid his house, to avoid his whole neighborhood, because there's a murderer who's out on what, bail?
Bond, yeah.
On bond, who thinks he has a right to kill you if you're anywhere near his house, including on public land.
And let me just be clear that there is disparity regarding how often that defense works in courts, right?
Yes,
there's a disparity regarding the race of the individual who opened fire and uses stand your ground as a defense. So we don't know how this case is gonna play out. I wanna be clear about that. But in previous shows where we've covered this particular topic, we've shown you the statistics indicating that there is a disparity. So if the person opening fire is a minority, black, brown, doesn't matter, they're far less likely to use that defense in court and actually have it work.
Yeah, I mean, there was a story of a black woman we covered. Her husband's also black. He comes in, he's threatening her. She then grabs a gun and fires it into the sky to warn him off, like, hey, don't come, because there was physical altercations before. I mean, it's a perfect stand your ground case, because he might have grabbed the gun. She did not shoot at him.
Right.
I mean, and they're like, they put her away. She's black, put her away, right? Ahmaud Arbery. Now, the flip side of that, look, this is a dangerous country, man. If you're a minority, it is super dangerous in this country. He's jogging in the neighborhood. Guys go and chase him down in a pickup truck and they shoot him dead. He's in the middle of the day, a jogger, right? And you know that until there was enormous public pressure, the local authorities didn't even arrest those guys. They're like, oh, you saw a black guy jogging in the neighborhood and you murdered him, of course, free to go. Only after enormous public pressure, like way later, did they finally like, oh, begrudgingly, now we gotta arrest white guys shooting random black guys in the neighborhood. Okay, I guess so. So that's the state of this country, and it's a scary, scary place. Thanks for watching The Young Turks, really appreciate it. Another way to show support is through YouTube memberships. You'll get to interact with us more. There's live chat emojis, badges. You've got emojis of me, Anna, John, JR, so those are super fun. But you also get playback of our exclusive member-only shows and specials right after they air. So all of that, all you gotta do is click that join button right underneath the video. Thank you.